Since 1984, Toyota has been producing the 4Runner. This one might just be the most exciting, invigorating 4Runner we've ever seen. Let's check out the 2025 TRD Pro 4Runner that just came out. This 4Runner is uniquely different compared to any previous 4Runner. I've always been a big fan of the 4Runners, but this thing here is like nothing else. Let me tell you a little bit why this is truly unique in comparison to the previous model of Toyota 4Runner. Under the hood here is a 4-cylinder mated to a hybrid powertrain. And with that 4-cylinder hybrid combination, it produces 325 horsepower and a staggering 460 pound-feet of torque, better than any other 4Runner without that hybrid powertrain. This thing is menacing behind me. When you just look at it, everything about it, the angles, the chiseled out hood, the way that hood scoop is designed to Toyota's heritage grille, everything about this vehicle is menacing. The team, when it first arrived to our store here, had not seen one in this particular spec. This one here, as it sits, looks like, as we described, a mini monster truck. Let's talk about the front end here and what makes this truly unique, not only for 2025, but for Toyota as a whole. A few things I want to talk about here is that gorgeous heritage grille with the Toyota right across. I love this honeycomb design in the grille that they've done. It gives it that real truck enthusiast sporty feel that I would want if I'm purchasing this vehicle for myself. I love that Rigid Industries, we were actually just reviewing in one of our other videos a Tacoma TRD Pro, a Tundra TRD Pro, and then actually one of our Nissan Frontiers that has some Nismo accessories, also done by Rigid. They are the OG in the off-road truck segment, and it's nice to see them have the LED headlights and that gorgeous massive light bar across the front. What do you guys think of this vehicle? In pictures and in video, it does not do it justice versus actually being here in front of it. It just has a stellar, awesome bulldog look to it that really not a lot on the road has going for it in comparison. Looking at the front here, we've got this chiseled out hood. We've got these gorgeous headlights with the amber turn signals down below at the very bottom. We have all the sensors built into the front of the vehicle here, with the frontal collision detection, with the parking assist, with the front nose camera for those busy times when you're traveling or at Costco on a Sunday morning. It's important to have that so you know exactly where the nose is in the front of it, so you never run into an issue and damage that beautiful front end of this vehicle. Down below here, we have all the TRD skid plates and gorgeous hooks down below, really finishing off that beautiful front end. Looking down the side here, I love how they've done this black accent where it's actual painted. We see a lot of manufacturers, and specifically some that actually compete directly against this 4Runner. The Jeep Wrangler and Ford Bronco are one of them, where this is a black plastic, but it's not painted. Some may argue that's the better way to go. Some may argue the painted is a nicer finish. I do like the way this looks. My only fear in this is that this is gonna get scuffed up a little bit. This is something, if I were to own this vehicle, I may wanna have a nice 3M protection on. Maybe not so much for the front, but definitely here for the rear. Let me know your thoughts or comments down below. What do you guys think? Do you think they did a good job in having this painted black, or would you opt for something here that was a little bit more off-road friendly, if you will, when it comes to not showing the scuffs or marks like what they've done here? Looking at the wheels here, fabulous job to Toyota in the design with this. They sit perfectly lined up with the edge of the flare of the fender here. It just really fills out those body lines and shoulder lines, everything that the buyer profile for this vehicle would want. We see a lot of people that buy a vehicle like this, and the first thing they do, whether it's this, a Jeep Wrangler or a Ford Bronco, is they put a wider offset tire on it. This, right out of the factory, has everything you need going for it. I'm not sure you would have the need to actually protrude or go a little bit larger into the roadway, if you will, than what's already currently on here. I love the wheels. I love the tires that come specifically right from the factory. We've got Wild Peaks right on this vehicle. Great off-road tire. I'm a huge fan of Wild Peaks. Also the BF Goodrich KO2s. They're great for doing all of your all-terrain stuff that you would do with this type of vehicle, off-roading, but also when you're on the freeway or highway, they're also quieter. And I think that's the big thing that people would want, because a lot of the ones that are out there are quite noisy and make quite a large drone when you're driving down the highway doing 120 kilometers an hour or 70 miles an hour if you're in the United States. As we go down the side here, I love the gorgeous TRD Pro decal on the side. Obviously famous for any TRD Pro, we see it on all of the trucks. Nice blacked out mirror, pulls in that nice accent from the fender, goes all the way through. I am a little bit surprised. I'm not sure if the one that we have here is spec'd out exactly from the factory like this, but I don't see an optional side step to get in and out of the vehicle. Maybe they leave that to the buyer to do that aftermarket, because I know some guys like to customize it to the look that they want, but I'm not sure why we don't see anything here, but that could be a small thing. As we go through, gorgeous black door handles. Again, pull that nice black from the fender flares. I love how everything up top here is all blacked out. I know some vehicles, they added chrome, and chrome was a thing maybe 10 years ago that was cool, but we don't see too much of it here, so that was a good choice in the design, making sure that it's all just, you know, more of a two-tone thing inside. Gorgeous black roof racks up top. If we pop open the back here, it is a locking gas cap. One thing I would say I'm a little bit surprised with here, we have a little finger wrestling here to get that gas cap off, where we see a lot of manufacturers nowadays where it's capless. So I'm not sure as to why we have that here with this particular vehicle. It's a small thing. Where we are here in Canada, when it's the middle of January or February and it's -10 and you're at the gas pumps and you forget to wear those mitts on your hands, this can be a bit of an annoyance here, because you gotta undo this and put it back on, whereas if it was capless, it'd be easy, but again, a small thing. As we go to the back here, I love what they've done here with the mud guards at the back. We have them on the front, we have them on the rear, and I love the fact that they've got 4Runner across the back there too. I think that's a marvelous job and good design. And then here we are to the rear. So the rear of this vehicle is what really excites me. I love these tail lamps. They've got like a smoked out look to them with LED turn indicators inside built in. The black spoiler here ties in perfectly to the rest of the design of this vehicle. On the back here where it says Toyota across the back, this has a beautiful, very industry rigid type look and feel to it. The engineers and designers of this vehicle put a lot of emphasis on all the small creature comfort little things that people would look at. And I have to say, massive thumbs up to them here. 10 out of 10 when it comes to all the little things on the outside that people actually truly care about and pay attention to. Differentiating this particular 4Runner to all the other guys, it says TRD Pro right across the bottom. And I'll tell you, I am a huge TRD Pro fan myself. Having worked for Nissan now for 19 years, I'm all about the Nissan stuff, and I give credit to where it's due, and that's why this vehicle is sitting here today. Down at the very bottom here, I love how they've blacked this out with the rear bumper and nice tow hitch cover to the back. A feature I love here with this vehicle and with 4Runners, which they've had for years now, is this rear window that fully retracts all the way down, or you can stop it at anywhere at any given point. This particular model of the 4Runner is equipped only with 5 passengers, and you get that when you specifically get a TRD Pro. But if you did not look at a TRD Pro and you looked at any of the other 4Runners, you'd have the functionality of having those rear seats in the back to become a 7-passenger. And it's an awesome thing when you have occupants in the rear, when you have this window in the summertime to be able to get that fresh breeze coming in and out of the vehicle. I think, again, massive thumbs up. And I believe still to this day that Toyota has that technology patented that nobody else can do. And we see it on this truck in specific, the 4Runners. We see it in the Tundras and a few other vehicles I believe they may have. Leave your comments down below. I think there's a few other vehicles Toyota have that drop the window down. I'm not entirely completely sure of that, but I think it's a great thing. And again, it's one of the reasons why someone that's buying a vehicle like this, that's very adventurous in their daily active lifestyles, would want something like this, right? So again, massive thumbs up to Toyota for doing what they've done here with this vehicle. And outside, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. Let's hop inside the vehicle right now and see what they've done to redo the inside of this vehicle. So we're now sitting inside this TRD Pro 4Runner, and honestly, where do I start? The feelings and emotions you get when you step into a vehicle are super important to determine whether or not you like the vehicle you're getting in, whether you're a passenger or for the first time. The emotions I have stepping in this, having been in multiple vehicles and vehicles that directly compete against this, honestly, I'm blown away. They've done a fantastic job on the layout and how there's just a lot of different things that you can keep your eyes on or pay attention to or try out. So first and foremost, guys, take a look at this dash here. Look at the layout. What do you guys think of this? There is a lot going on, but it's very off-road inspired. I love this beautiful carbon fiber trim. I love how they have Toyota across the very top here. I think that's marvelous with what they've done. They have JBL audio. Toyota's been with JBL for a number of years. That's throughout the whole vehicle. But look at this. This pops off. So if you're going to the beach, you can take the speaker off, connect it to your Bluetooth or to your phone, and you've got JBL audio with you for the day. Genius idea. I'm not sure why nobody thought of that before. Love how that works. Going through it here, very similar to what we see in a lot of their newer Tacoma or Tundra stuff, but all like the little details, like the little Phillips screwdriver details on our little knobs, the little very stainless steel, metallic, very industrial feeling of all the HVAC controls at the very bottom here. I love what they've done here in the middle with the wireless charger and how it sits on a incline so it makes sure that the phone stays in place. Down below here, we've got all our different drive modes, our rock crawl mode, mountain mode. If you're gonna tow something behind, there's a tow mode. How we have our locking diff for the rear. We have a gorgeous around view camera system that's built into the vehicle. And then just little things, getting into the vehicle. I'm one for if I'm driving on a long journey, I typically like to fidget sometimes. So I'll keep my hand on something, I'll move it around. There's plenty of places to get comfortable over a long duration, or if you're doing any of that off-roading, you've got all the different areas to grab onto to make sure you're safe and secure while you're going to your next destination. A gorgeous setup on the instrument panel. And as we go through the different modes here, there's a sport, a normal, and eco mode, just giving you different driving dynamics respectfully to the person that's looking for that. Down at the very bottom here, it gives us all of our information as far as the engine, coolant, drive type modes, how the hybrid battery is performing, what our fuel consumption is. Tons of information to keep everybody fully in tune with what's happening and how the vehicle is working. If we go back to the screen, Toyota's had this for a number of years, but a gorgeous, lovely, crisp screen in front of us. Inspired, I believe, we see a lot of the new Teslas that have this, whether it be in the Model Ys, the Cybertrucks, the Model 3s, they all have the same design to them. It's very in your face, lots to do, whether you're a driver, passenger, or you have rear passengers with you for the day. Plenty to see, touch, and keep yourself busy and entertained with. Inside here, I love the black headliner they've gone to. I know on some of the 4Runners previously, this may or may not have been gray, and I know it would keep everything a little bit cooler, but the black just feels a little sportier and suits the buyer profile for what this vehicle would be a little bit more. We've got an auto dimming rear view mirror here. We've got our rear window glass control right through here. We've got our single panel moonroof here and a nice LED setup for lights here when it gets a little bit dark. We've got some good sized cup holders here. They look that they'd work out quite well. I haven't tested them out myself just yet, but I think they've done a good job making sure that for the guy that's driving this type of vehicle, whether it be a Yeti or one of those Stanley mugs, that this would suit and make sure that that person has their drink here without getting spilled with ease. One thing I am a little bit shocked with, minor thing, but the center armrest, it is a little bit lower than what I would expect, and it doesn't go down very deep. There's not a lot of space to put things in here down below. It's only about 7 or 8 inches deep, so I'm not sure why the engineers couldn't get some extra space out of that or to change up the flooring, but that could be because of the hybrid batteries or the powertrain running through the center here. Let's hop into the back and see what the rear seats are all about. Okay guys, so we're sitting in the back of the TRD Pro 4Runner in the first test. Here we go, ready? Okay, all the way down. Approved. I'm not sure about you guys. My biggest pet peeve with a vehicle is when you put the window down, you can't put your elbow or rest it properly because it stops 3/4 of the way down. I'm sure now that I point that out to you guys, it is quite a annoyance, but in this case, it goes all the way down. So good job to the engineers and the team at Toyota for making sure that happened. I love these assist grips getting into the vehicle, in or out, just helps with ease. Down at the bottom here, I love the bottle holders, nice and deep, nice and big, making sure if you had something in there, it's not gonna be bouncing around and mess up this beautiful interior. Inside, I like this little speaker they have, JBL, as we know JBL audio is through this, as showed you guys in the front of the vehicle. Nice little JBL speaker here in the back, nice little tweeter, making sure that you've got some extra sound coming through. Just adds to that ambiance in the back of this vehicle. Everything is nice. I love the black headliner. I seem fine where I'm sitting right now. The seat does recline. If I had it a little bit more forward facing, my head would probably graze the front of this, more so getting in or out of the vehicle. Not a big deal because as I'm sitting here quite comfortably now, I don't have any issues, but if I was sitting a little bit more upright, I could see how that would be a slight annoyance, but nothing that nobody could obviously live with that. We have our USB-C plugins. We have another 120 volt plug-in for the rear. If you're at the beach and blowing up those tubes or accessories, you've got the availability and functionality to do it. In the back here, we've got our little pockets for our long journeys, road trips, iPads, all the good stuff that we're all gonna pack into the back of this vehicle. And I think they've done a fantastic job. Let's hop outside now for my final thoughts on this new 2025 4Runner TRD Pro. Okay guys, and that's a wrap for our 2025 4Runner TRD Pro. Let us know in the comments below, what do you guys think of this particular model? Would you buy a regular 4Runner model, or would you opt for the TRD Pro, like something like this behind? There is a model above this as well called the Trail Hunter, but they do come with a much higher premium. This particular model spec'd out as it sits in Canada, prices out at just shy of $83,000 new. That is a hefty price range compared to the previous one. But with that being said, the technology, features, and creature comforts that come in this new model are far ahead of where it was previously. We'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. Thanks again for checking out our video. Again, I'm Brendan Maslin, the General Sales Manager here at Pkwy Nissan. If you can hit the like button down below, we'd really appreciate that. And if you can click that bell button to be notified as we drop a new video every week. Thanks again, come and get it.